because I know you're on limited time. What's going on with Chelsea? We're hearing talks with you guys talking to Neymar potentially, but then Dembele's still up in the air. Are you getting Kunde? Are you getting Koulibaly? Let us know what's going on with Chelsea at the moment.
Listen, yeah, this is. I'm gonna give you guys a lowdown, right? So look, we're getting Neymar, we're getting Ronaldo, we're getting Kunde, we're getting De Ligt, we're getting Sterling, we're getting Rice, we're getting Dembele, we're getting who else we've been linked with? Ake, Kimpembe, yeah, my dad's linked. I'm gonna get linked very shortly. He's more expensive than me though, experience. So yeah, that's the thing with Chelsea. We're linked with all of these men, and we haven't got one through the door yet. Apologies for the drilling. That's us trying to break through into Chelsea's transfer window. Like, honestly, right now, Sterling definitely happening. That come out this evening as well. Like that's gonna happen. The deal's done. The hold up has been whether Ake is gonna come with him. And if Ake is gonna come with him, then great. If he's not, then but it's looking like he might. Ronaldo and Neymar. Ronaldo definitely more likely than Neymar, I think. But Ronaldo is gonna be one that I think we don't prioritize just yet. We need to get who Tuchel wants, and then if we actually end up going for Ronaldo, then that's because Tuchel wants him. And if we don't, it's because Tuchel doesn't want him. It's because Todd Bowley's leaving everything up to Tuchel, which is good because we want the manager to have a say. But yeah, apart from that, De Ligt still in the air. Don't quite know whether he's going to choose us or Barca. Rafinha. Barca are playing a game at the moment. Like they look like they're straight up acting. Like they're pretending they've got all the money, but really they're broke. They ain't got 10p to their name. Like, I don't know. Dembele wants high wages and no one's willing to give it to him. So yeah, it's just questions at the moment with us.
I mean, let's start with the defense and work our way through to the attack. Okay, you got Koulibaly. Apparently, you guys are speaking to. Are you still speaking to Koulibaly? Still interested?
This is the thing. We're linked with 5 central defenders. Like, and apparently with all of them, we've got discussions going on, but we don't know who we're going to go for. So if you ask me, I want Koulibaly. As a left centre back to replace Rudiger, I want Koulibaly. That would be amazing. That would be the perfect replacement. It'd be, fit for fit. De Ligt can play as a left centre back, so we don't know whether he's been prioritised. How's Nathan Ake going to fit in? Kunde, that was initially targeted, has gone cold because now I think he was a club target, not a Tuchel target, and now everything's changed at Chelsea.
Yeah,
that's gone cold. So I don't actually know who the primary target is, but we're talking to all of them. So if you ask me, yeah, I want Koulibaly, but whether we get him or whether we get any of the others, we can't say. We don't know.
So what, are you in for two centre-backs or one?
Yeah, we're going for 2.
2.
Maybe
okay,
3. Maybe 3, but 2.
Who would be your ideal 2? Who'd be your ideal 2?
For me, I'd take Koulibaly and De Ligt. But I take Kunde, but this is the thing. We all thought that okay, we want Kunde. I don't think we're actually going to get Kunde. I don't think we're going to bid, because if we wanted to, we would have done it by now. We haven't done it, and it's been so long. The news came out after Marina and Bruce Bark and Petr Cech left that Kunde was wanted by Marina, and Marina was the one that laid all the groundwork and made it really easy for us to go with a bid to Sevilla. Right. Since they've gone, we've heard nothing on Kunde. It's all stopped. We've heard everything on De Ligt. We've heard everything on Koulibaly. We've heard everything on Ake. We've heard even whispers about Kimpembe. Nothing on Kunde. So what came out was that he was more of a club target rather than what Tuchel wanted. And it makes sense because now we've got new ownership giving Tuchel everything he wants. So he's like, look, we're going to get who you want. Who do you want? We've not gone in for Kunde. So I don't think we get him. But I'd take Kunde. If it were me, I'd take Kunde. But I don't think we're going to go for him. That's my opinion, though. It might change.
Listen, just slide us a little 50 mil. You can have Ben White, man. You can have the Seaside.
Bro, you could pay us 50 million and we won't take him. If you came to us and said, look, here's 50 mil, take Ben White, I'd be like, nah, reject it.
No, Reject. Listen, fair enough, man. You lot actually going for proper ballers, man. In midfield, I haven't actually seen any links to you guys and any midfielders. Do you know of any midfielders linked to Chelsea?
Until today. You might like this one.
Okay.
Portuguese links and that. I don't know. But Nunes, Sporting Lisbon.
Okay.
But again, there was a big, massive thing this morning because the report came out from Portugal. And then Ben Jacobs, who's been really reliable since the takeover, he's been amazing with all his info. He's said that it's nothing more than just a rumor at the moment. His agent, George Mendes, hasn't actually negotiated with anybody. So right now, this whole news that Chelsea are about to agree a 45 million euro bid might not be legit. But we're linked with Nunes now. So he's I think the first midfielder we've been really, really linked with since like Rice and Chouameni and all those lot. So
yeah, that would be weird, because everyone else that you're going for are established players that are ready for now to impact your team now and push on to win the league title now. This guy is a bit left field because he's a novice on the Portuguese league. And I know Arsenal fans love to gas up the Portuguese league now. All of a sudden, all of them are experts, massive experts in the Primera Liga. All of a sudden, they call the French league a donkey, a farmers league. The Portuguese league must be a donkeys league. I don't know. I don't understand. But all of a sudden, they're experts now. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? It's true. It's true. These men talking about Fabio Vieira, they know more about him than me. I'm thinking, right, I don't even watch the league like that. You know what I'm saying? The
amount I saw Arsenal fans gas up for Fabio Vieira as soon as he showed up, and I'm like, "Who's this geezer?" Well, I've only heard of Patrick Vieira, but and I'm sure all of you have only heard of Patrick Vieira. So who is this Fabio geezer? And I'm hearing everyone raving about him. I don't know. Maybe he might turn out to be good, but yeah, it's mad how everyone becomes experts all of a sudden.
Everyone's
right, and you know what?
Yeah, all these players that are linked to Arsenal.
I'll hold my hand up. Yeah, I saw a bit of that today with the Chelsea lot to do with Nunes. Yeah, no one heard of this guy, right? Maybe some people would know him from Sporting getting battered 5-0 against City. Apart from that, that's probably it. All of a sudden, there's YouTube comps, there's Twitter banging on. This geezer's the next Kovacic. He's a maestro. He's going to be the world best player. He's going to win the Ballon d'Or. I'm like, listen, lads, have a day off.
Compilations. That's how it gets.
Oh, mate. The modern day fan, man.
That's weird, man. I think you lot would go for Declan Rice. Oh, cool. There are a lot of big players you lot are linked to. I don't expect you lot to get all of it done, but even if you get half of it done, that's a lot of money that you'd be spending with the level of players that you're going for. So maybe they're trying to cut the price in midfield. But moving away from midfield is where it gets a bit more spicy. You've got Neymar being linked to your club. You've got Dembele, Rafinha. What's going on there? We thought he was definitely going to Chelsea. Looks like he's stalling. What's going on, and which one of these would you actually take? I mean, would you be happy with Ronaldo coming to your club?
Yeah, absolutely. Personally, yeah, I know a lot of Chelsea fans that will tell you no, and I understand it. Right, I get it. I don't think there's really a right or wrong with this because a lot of people with Ronaldo are not criticizing him. No one's criticizing him, but people are saying that despite him being as good as he is, he held Man United back, and I'm like. I don't see personally. I think that was the other way around. I think he actually saved Man United from a disaster because I don't think if it wasn't for him, they'd probably be fighting relegation. The amount of times that he actually come last gasp in order to save United. I think a lot of people forgot what Oli actually did at United, which was barely anything. So with Ronaldo, with decent midfielders around him, with decent link-ups, I think he bangs in goals for you, man. And I understand it's not going to be a long-term thing. It would never want to be that because he's 37. But right now, the market is deprived of attackers, like proper in and out forward men. Jesus has gone to you lot. Richarlison's gone to Spurs. Lewandowski wants Barca, even though I don't think that's probably going to happen now, but he'll probably just stay at Bayern Munich in that case. There's no one else. Darwin Núñez is gone. Haaland is gone. Like, no one else is being linked. Ronaldo's the only guy. For a 1 year, 2 years max, just to see what happens in the market going forward, and to maybe even give a bit of experience over to Broja or anyone sticking around, winning mentality. I think it'd help us. But we'll see who we get in because right now it's all question marks all over the place. But Ronaldo, personally, I'd take him.
See, this is where it becomes a bit sticky because I look at Ronaldo even for my national team,
Yeah.
and he takes a lot away from the team. And this is why when certain Man United fans have been complaining about him, I see it for the national team. He wants every ball, every assist solely to him. He's not the player he used to be. He's still a very good finisher, but he can't press. He can't take a player on one-on-one. He's very selfish and he demands the ball at all times. And for the Ronaldo that we've got right now, I don't really feel like it outweighs the good. Like the good doesn't outweigh the bad for me right now. I feel like the guy, he makes your team more predictable. You know, Portugal have got so many attackers. You've got Bernardo Silva, you've got Guedes that's doing a good job. You've got loads of players up front that can do a job for Portugal. Yet everything goes through Ronaldo, and I see it nullifying our attack. I feel like our attack would be a lot more potent without Ronaldo because he demands the ball, demands the ball, and then when he fails, he's not held account because he's Ronaldo and he's the big guy, and nobody has the aura or the trophies or the reputation to say anything to him. Do you know what I mean? So many times for Portugal, other players like João Felix is in a better position, and yet he knows he has to pass to Ronaldo. Ronaldo's marked, and it goes wide or it gets blocked, and they'll continue to do that because that's what he demands. And you've seen him do that also at Man United with Fernandez's stats going down as well. So no one's saying that Ronaldo is trash, and I get the leadership, but I feel like his own selfishness can sometimes work to the detriment of the team system. If you get what I'm saying, I mean, wouldn't you see that happening at Chelsea with Tuchel because you guys play as a squad, as a team?
This is the thing. That's the primary concern that I hear from quite a few Chelsea fans, right? For the ones that are skeptical, that's the primary concern. That they're scared. They have a fear that everything's going to go through him, and it'll take away. I don't have a concern with that because of Thomas Tuchel. As I've said at the beginning, Todd Bowley is given the power to Tuchel, and the system and the way he wants to play is being given the priority here. The players we're going for are not based solely on individual targets. They're based on profile. They're based on the profile of player that Tuchel wants. Hence why we're going for multiple players, because they all kind of fit a certain profile. Mm-hmm. With Tuchel, if he gets in Ronaldo, it means he has a plan for him. And that makes me, okay, cool. We'll go with what you want. Because right now, I feel like Tuchel should just be given the green light to do what he wants with his team. And I think he deserves that chance, which we've not really given to him yet, despite him winning the Champions League. So here's the thing. As I said in my video, even if it's my opinion or anyone else's opinion, truly, it doesn't matter. It's Tuchel's opinion. If Tuchel gets him in and goes to Todd Bowley, yeah, bring me Ronaldo, it means he has a blueprint on how to use Cristiano Ronaldo. Right. If he doesn't bring him in, it means he hasn't got one and he doesn't want to detriment the team. And whichever way, I'll be happy. Personally, though, my opinion, the amount of chances I see us miss is painful, man. With Lukaku and Werner and even the others, Pulisic, Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, the amount of inconsistency we've had, even Kai Havertz, despite him being, I think, the most consistent out of all of them. The chances we've not buried. I can't help but think that you stick Cristiano there, he's burying every single one of them, or at least most of them. And that immediately puts our goal tally up because we do create to an extent. There are games where we struggle to create, but there are games where we can't stop attacking and then it finishes 0-0 or we get a 1-1 draw. Man United was a prime example. We should have won 10-0 that day easily. I don't know how many chances we had. It finished what? It finished 1-1? Or did we lose? No, we drew 1-1, I think. So, yeah, I can't help but think that right now, with the limited amount of targets out there, as a short-term fix, to get Ronaldo in, to bury those chances, he would do it. And at the same time, it's Ronaldo. I wouldn't mind getting the Chelsea top with Ronaldo 7 on the back. Just saying.
You're so petty, man. I said this just for a wind up.
Take that to Old Trafford and be like, yo, what's going on?
Do you know this guy in the back? Do you know him?
You heard of this geezer?
Now, listen, I completely understand that. I think I completely understand what you're saying. And if you guys just need him to be in the box, just putting the ball away, then obviously he's going to do that. He ain't lost that side of his game. I do think it's a bit strange that all of a sudden he wants to leave Man United because they're not in the Champions League, because of this and that. Like when he came to Man United, he came to a Man United that's a project, dare I say, not a Man United, not a team ready to compete, ready built like a Man City or a Liverpool, ready to compete for the title. So I find it a little bit strange that he's kind of thrown his toys out of the pram, because you didn't come to Premier League champions as of recent times. So what did you think? What project did he think he's coming to?
Now, you know what? I think with Ronaldo, I think when he came in, I think he'd think Man United would be a little bit more ambitious, both on the pitch and off the pitch. On the pitch with the way that they perform, and off the pitch with the way that they approach getting their targets, the business they do, the structure, even the amount of time Oli had in a job, that just showed there wasn't really much ambition, if I'm being real. But I feel like he was coming into that and going, you know what, we'll still make top four. I feel like in Ronaldo's head, he was thinking, yeah, no, Man United, we're good enough to get top four. And when you look on paper, you'd think they are. I remember the predictions into last season. I put them third or fourth, I think, but I put them in the top four. They almost made the Conference League. Like on the final day, they just about scraped it because West Ham threw it away. So if it wasn't for that, it would have been even worse. So I get why Ronaldo's thinking, you know what, he hasn't got time. He's 37. Like, and the way that he is, his mentality, he wants to remain at the highest level for as long as possible. And if that means that now he's realized Man United, Ten Hag, it's a new system, it's a revolution at Man United, to be honest, but that's going to take time. Man United are not going to compete for the title next season or the season after, I don't think. And Ronaldo knows that. He's going to be 39 in 2 years. That's the end of his career. So I feel like now he's gone, you know what, I have to go. If I want Champions League football, if I want to have one last hurrah at the highest level, I need to go. And fair play, he can get that at Chelsea, just saying.
There you go. I mean, the links with Neymar. Let's get into Neymar first. The links with Neymar. What do you make of him? Do you believe him? Do you think it's just journalists making up stories? What do you think of it?
Oh no, I think it was legit. I think there is a bit of. I mean, even Thiago Silva spoke himself. Yeah, I want him to come to Chelsea. Like all sorts, just being completely honest and open with it. But since PSG got that new manager Gautier in yesterday, and you hear what he said about Neymar and how he wants him to stay, he's got a plan for him. A new manager bounce can be a thing to tempt a player to stay. So we'll see. I don't see us getting Neymar and Ronaldo in the same window. That'd be mad. On a marketing level, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, I think there is something legit to it, but I just don't think it's maybe as advanced as people think. I don't even think we've even gone into PSG and asked for him. So
right. Well, you got another player that's been linked that, for me, raises the same level of concern. Dembele, another player that is quite injury prone, isn't. How can I put it? A lot of times, Dembele and Neymar, they're very talented, but a lot of times when their club needs them for knockout games in the Champions League, they're injured or they're missing. Do you know what I mean? Would you look at that as a concern? Because Neymar is definitely a talented player and I'd have him. I think any club would have him. But is he worth that risk? Is Dembele worth that risk? I mean, what do you think of both of them and their injury records?
Neymar, I feel like, would have more of a target on his back. And what kind of worries me with Neymar, despite him having the ability, that's not even a question. He has the ability, but you just know that time will come where he'll face I don't know. He'll play against Brighton and Lewis Dunk would like 2-foot him in like the knee or something, like who knows, and you try and break him. Like that is what kind of scares me about these sort of players. They come to the Premier League and they don't realize what they've stepped into. But with Neymar, with the right amount of treatment, with the right amount of supervision, maybe he makes it through. Tuchel's worked with him previously, so he knows him. With Dembele, same stories, worked with him previously. But with Dembele, the one thing that I had about Dembele was his injury record. It didn't sit well with me at all. But since Xavi came in, he's not been injured once. And he's gone through quite a while now without actually holding an injury, which is promising. And that's kind of what made all of us go, okay, you know what? He might actually be worth the punt on a free transfer. You'd do it. But he wants stupid money that no one's going to give him, not even Barca. So hence why there hasn't actually even been an offer for him by Chelsea yet, technically.
How much is he asking for?
It's asking like $350 a week.
Nah. He's bugging out. This cheeky Philadelphia, he's trying it.
Even 300 is like, nah, mate, relax. Calm yourself.
He's like he's in the top 5 players in the world. He's not even in the top 5. He can't be asking for wages like that.
That's what I'm saying. And Barca don't want to give it to him. Barca are cutting the salaries of everyone. Chelsea are looking and going, no, we're not doing that. No one's doing that. So if you want to go and work at McDonald's, you can go and do that.
Or go knock on PSG's door.
They don't even want him. The realistic situation, and this is where I think Chelsea are playing it well, is with Dembele and even Rafinha, they're playing the long game. And it's a case because I think they've realized they know Barca are in a bit more of a mud than people actually think. And the amount of wages that these guys are, well, not Rafinha. Rafinha's actually being sensible. Dembele would be asking for, they know Barca won't give it to him. So it's like, okay, we'll hold off, because if Chelsea make an offer, Barca will then try and think, okay, if we try and add a little bit more, we'll get the player. Chelsea are like, no, we're going to wait. And to the point where I think Chelsea might actually give him an offer and go, okay, look, here's 200 a week, take it or leave it. Done. Like, are you taking 200 or are you leaving yourself with none? Because Barca are not going to give you anything. So we'll wait and see. Although I don't quite know if what's going on with Dembele and Rafinha now, because that's just dragging on, and Barca are a bit sneaky in their ways right now. They're not being honest. So yeah, we'll wait and see.
Well, they're talking about Barca being sneaky. They're being sneaky with Rafinha as well. What's going on with that? Have you heard anything? Because I've completely shut off since he's mugged us off. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, you know what? His agent was who mugged everyone off. Deco. Technically Deco, but realistically, not even Deco. Barcelona, because it come out yesterday. There was a good interview by Matisse with a Barca fan, and he mentioned how Deco actually has some sort of role in terms of bringing Brazilian talent to Barcelona, like a scout, but unofficially. So he is working with Barcelona, even though he's someone's agent. Like, it's mad. So hence why Rafinha had this whole Barcelona thing, and I want to go and play for Barca, and that's fair enough. One player wants to go somewhere, cool. Barca haven't got the minerals. They can't do it. And right now, the only bid that Leeds have got and accepted is the Chelsea one. And since this whole Rafinha thing had come out and gone, okay, Barcelona, forget the other ones, I want Barca, and they tried working something out with Barcelona, there was that whole day of Deco being in the offices at the Nou Camp or at Barca, and, everyone monitoring and getting pictures of him coming in and out the offices. Apparently, that was all just kind of like for show. And right now, the truth is, Barca just can't put the money on the table. And even if they try and do it in installments, Leeds are going to say no. So hence why we've not heard anything. Even we're waiting to hear something about Rafinha. Like, are you going to Barca or not? So, yeah, we're waiting. We've got a bid accepted. Huh?
I kept hearing that Barca's trying to get some money in. They were going to sell some shares or something like that.
They already did. And that's what kind of got everyone even me, in the mindset that Barca are going to be able to afford things now. They can't. They still can't. They're waiting for their second economic level of 15% to go in about the TV rights. And that's still not going to generate enough. And hence why Kessie and Christensen, who just went to Barcelona, still can't get registered in La Liga.
Because he's registered. He's not registered.
They've been announced by Barca. They've signed with the club, but they haven't been registered with La Liga. This is the thing. Because they have salary issues.
They can't buy players and then store them there until that's not right, man. Football's messed up. I can't lie. Bro, that's a conflict of interest. How can you be a part-time scout and then be someone's agent? Football's mad, Football is actually
Football's
mad.
Tapped, bruv. It's gone. we're just clinging on to strings on what's left, on what we think is right. But with Rafinha, Chelsea, I think I've heard today that there's a deadline given to Rafinha now for tomorrow. So he's going to have to decide. Are you trying to drag something out with Barca, which might not happen? Because if that's the case, then we're just going to cut everything and you're going to stay at Leeds. Because Barca won't get a deal. So he's going to have to decide. We'll see what he decides. We'll see what he does. But Chelsea are still in this race, weirdly enough. I thought it was dead.
I don't know. This whole saga's mad. It's actually mad, The stuff that goes on behind the scenes is actually crazy. And these are only the stuff that we hear about. Imagine the stuff we don't hear about. You know what I mean?
Exactly that, bro.
Crazy.
Imagine the things we don't hear about. You know, it's
Listen,
like Mbappe and Neymar and the PSG lot getting, was it 2 million in their contracts to go over to the fans and clap? Like, it's an obligation for them to go and clap, and for that they get paid 2 million. It's in their contract. Like, that's things that we don't normally hear about. Imagine what we haven't heard about, bro. It's nuts.
probably getting paid to put the kit on as well. Oh, every
Probably.
time you put the kit on. No, I'm saying it's mad. It's actually mad. But listen, we've got 5 more minutes before Eunice has to pop off. I wanted to ask you about Tomori. He's a centre back that I actually rate. I think he should be in England's national team. Would you take him back at Chelsea?
I never wanted him to go in the first place, if I'm honest. He was the one that kind of hurt. The ones that we heard would be leaving on the lamps and not really given that much of a chance. When Tomori got linked, I was like, no, please don't. And then he did, and I'm just like, oh man, because he looks serious. He's a positive vibe. He's a top defender, and he's young and he's developing, and he's a Cobham lad. So I'm just, I personally I'd take him back easily. And hopefully down the line, that probably happens because he'd probably come back in an instant as well. If he's proven and he's established himself as a top centre back, I think he'd come back instantly. But yeah, shame we let him go.
Yeah, it's a shame. I would
you want
have taken him at Arsenal, man. I would have taken. I'm being serious. When you not let him go, I actually thought he was good, and it was mad. You got rid of him, and you kept people like Sarr, and that Sarr, he's shocking. He's actually shocking.
He's still here. He's still at Chelsea, bro. I've been seeing pre-season pictures. He's there. I'm like, what are we doing? Bro? Get rid.
Literally, before we go, what are the players that you want to see leaving Chelsea this window? And what players would you want in to give yourself to really rate this transfer window and say, yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 window?
I mean, Sterling's happening, so Sterling. Another winger we definitely need. Ziyech is on the way out, so we need another winger. If we get Rafinha / Dembele / Neymar, wink, wink, why not? We need an attacker to replace Lukaku. Lukaku's gone. Thank God for that, by the way. Just saying. So I don't know who that's going to be. It could be Ronaldo. I don't see anyone else. Most importantly, we need the defenders. So if we get 2, maybe 3 defenders in, that would be class. Alonso's meant to be leaving to Barca. He's still around. What a surprise. Barca can't do their business. So if we were to let him go, we'd need someone to replace him. And ultimately, we needed a DM, a defensive midfielder to come in. I think it's probably going to be Declan Rice down the line. I think that's going to be the last one we go for in the window. So probably not anytime soon, just to put pressure on the for West Ham. And in terms of the players leaving, well, Ziyech is going to be bouncing. He's going to AC Milan. Lukaku's gone. Happy days. The ones that need to go, if I'm honest, like Alonso, it would be best if he goes and we replace him. Malang Sarr, see you later. All the other lot that we have on books, like Batshuayi, still belongs to us. Like, what's going on there? Baba Rahman's still on our books. Did you know that?
No, I didn't even know that.
Bruv, it's mad. We got a lot of just untapped, no potential players just there. Taking up the wage bill.
We've got a few. We've got a few. Don't worry, we've got a few as well.
Bro, it's mad. But if we were to do that and rotate a little bit, start getting some players out in order to equal it out, that would be nice. So, yeah.
That'd be a good window. Listen, Eunice, thank you so much for joining and giving me a bit of your time to jump on. Listen, people, 134 people watching right now. Make sure you go like and subscribe to Eunice Talks Football for Chelsea news and others. Obviously, he also comments on other clubs' news as well. So make sure you go there and subscribe. And go subscribe, man. This guy is YouTube royalty, man. You know, I can only dream to get to them levels. So make sure you subscribe to Eunice. Eunice, thanks.
You'll get there. You'll get there. You'll get there.
Another 25 years.
You'll get there before Arsenal win the league. So yeah.
Wait, that's cheeky. Wait, that was cheeky, that one. You know what? That's it. That's it. You're suspended. You're suspended for coming on. Listen,
Oh my
Eunice,
God.
thanks for jumping on, bro.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me on. Pleasure.
See you later. Cheers. Bye. Right, we got True Gunners. What are you telling me, my guy? What are you telling me?
It's all a bit mysterious at Arsenal at the moment, isn't it, bro? You know, apparently Tielemans is not our first choice. Apparently we're going for somebody else. So you know what that means, don't you, Northside? That means Granit Xhaka new contract incoming.
I'm sick and tired of this idea, bro. Literally, these journalists are recycling the same bucaria again, like the same stories. We're getting Paqueta news again. We've got a couple of news to get into, but bro, if we re-sign Xhaka, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it on the live stream, bro.
You got to just laugh now, mate. To be honest, what else can you do? What else can you do? So, yeah,
I don't know what's going on. I mean, we're getting these links about Milinkovic Savic. If he's coming in, get him in, caramba. I'm sick and tired of, we made one bid, then we made another. Just get this guy in. I'm sick and tired of, we might get him in, we might not get him. Get him in, caramba. It's always dabbling around. This is the same way we lost Rafinha. This is the same way we didn't have a stand a chance to go and get Darwin Núñez. Go and get him in. I'm sick and tired of this bucaria. Go get him in. I'm sick and tired of Chinese whispers. Go out and get these players in. We've got so many positions that we need proper quality in. That there's no time to be putting first bid, second bid, third bid, fourth bid. I'm sick and tired of all these bids. Go in with what the club want and get the player over the line. I'm sick of it, bro. And the way this club is stalling, like we already knew about Gabriel Jesus from over a week ago, and they're stalling on it just to stretch out the transfer window because they know they're not going to get the job done. They're not going to get it done. It's all about pandering to the fans and keeping us calm. Oh, Vieira's there? Okay, cool. We can do nothing for 2 weeks. Then we long out Gabriel Jesus. Then we do nothing for another 2 weeks. Then we'll get one more player. By the time the transfer window's closed, we've only signed 3 players when realistically we needed 7. Done, bro.
we already know that's coming though, bro, don't we? Let's be honest. I think Arsenal will sign maximum 2 more players. They're already. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I mean, I've noticed how whenever there's like a news report on a player signing for us, they include, like, for example, Gabriel Jesus, when he was announced the other day, all the reports included him as our 4th signing of the summer. So they're including Turner and they're including Trusty as well as a summer signing, even though they was done back in January. So this is how I know that the football club will turn around and go, oh, do you know what? We signed 6 players and they'll include them too as well. And they'll go, oh, yeah, that's enough. Even though it isn't. Even though we need 5 or 6 on top of them too as well. So we already know what's coming north side. We know. You know, other
I want to get your
fans
opinion. I want to get your opinion because we've got this player Milinkovic Savic saying Arsenal could pay up to £56 million for Milinkovic Savic. Obviously, our first bid has been turned down. We're going in for another bid. What do you make of him? Would you take him at Arsenal? Would you be happy with the signing? What do you make of Milinkovic Savic?
I would take him, but I've said it time and time again, bro. I think our biggest mistakes that we make with the money that we spend is we don't invest in players that come from the league that we play in. And I cannot understand that. It's like Milinkovic Savic. A few years ago, he was like linked to everybody. Manchester United wanted him for 80-odd million quid. It was absolute madness. The guy was being talked up as being the next best thing and this, that and the other. Now we could probably get the geezer for what, 56 million quid, whatever. But there's no guarantee that he's going to come into the Premier League and rip it up. And that's what annoys me. It's like, surely if we're spending that sort of money, there is somebody in the Premier League, somebody in the English league that you know, could do a good job as Milinkovic Savic. But you know, I'm not against it. I'm not dead against it, because it's about time this football club started spending a bit of money. In my eyes, you know, and when I say a bit of money, I mean not just one big signing and then the rest are like, you know, a couple of like 20 million, 30 million pound signings. I'm talking big money spent on 2 or 3 players. What would be interesting for me though is this Rafinha one. I mean, I wanted Rafinha. I think he's a good player. I think he would have done a good job for us. But 65 M's, that's a lot of money for a player who's, you know, again, he's a good player, but not for 65 M's for me. So it's going to be interesting to see if we've got a plan B or not, North side. Let's just put it that way. Recent years have proved that Arsenal don't have plan B. They have plan A, and that's it. And plan B is to mug off the fans. So let's just wait and see, bro. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's mad. Listen, I would be happy if he came. Just go get it done. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he's at a good age. He's in his prime. We don't know if he can do it in the Premier League, like you said, because we're always buying players from abroad. And I agree with you in what you're saying, that Bayern Munich go and buy the best talent in their league. They know that those players can perform in that league. The only thing they need to adjust to is their style of play, but they already buy players that are already made for the style of play that they have with the manager. Then you look at Atletico Madrid, you look at Real Madrid, Barcelona. They do the same. Most of them do the same. Even in Portugal, they do the same. Benfica and Porto, they get most of the best talent in Portugal. This is what you do. You can't keep getting players, 5-6 players through the door. I agree with you. 5-6 players through the door that go play in the Belgian league, go play in the French league, go play in all these leagues, and all these people are adapting to the league, yet still trying to get us up the league. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. I get what you're saying when it comes to that. I think you got a good point when you talk about that. The next headline is a player that keeps doing the rounds. Lucas Paqueta. What do you make of him? Apparently, Tottenham and Man City are also linked to him. Would you take him? Do you rate him?
Don't know anything about him, bro. I'm not one of these Arsenal fans who's going to sit here and go, "Yep, I'm an expert on him," because I have no idea who the fuck, you know. Apart from us being linked to him, I can't say I've ever watched him play. I've heard of the name, but again, it's not somebody that I know much about. So for me, I can't really have an opinion on it, to be honest with you. But again, it's the same old North side. You know, we're going to the French league now, and that's not saying that all players from the French league are dead, because some players that come in from the French league do really well. But if you buy 10 players and you buy them from the Premier League, for example, you know that they're already up to speed with what the league is all about. They can hack playing Premier League football. If you buy 10 players from different foreign leagues, let's say you buy two players from the French league, 2 from the Portuguese league, 2 from the German league, the chances of all 10 of them coming in and being what you need and the levels that you need is very, very slim. Maybe 2 or 3 might work out, but the rest of them, you know, and they won't work out. We see it, you know, we see it with Pepe, for example. Pepe absolutely ripping it up in the French league, and yeah, okay, he's not really had, you know, massive amounts of opportunities at Arsenal, but he's really struggled coming into the Premier League, and that's a £75 million player. So all these like other players that come from foreign leagues, like this Paqueta or Milinkovic Savic or even Fabio Vieira, who I can't sit here and say that I know too much about. Even Milinkovic Savic, I don't know too much about him. I haven't watched him play enough to have an opinion on him. But, you know, you can look around the Premier League and go, well, I like this player and I like this player. Like, for example, for me, one striker that we should be going for. If Rafinha was the plan, I think Arsenal was sticking to Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus as the main strikers, and then bringing in a winger to help with the goal scoring, right? So if Rafinha is now not happening, for me, you go and get another striker. And for me, the perfect player for Arsenal right now, in terms of money, what he can offer, you know, he offers something different as well. Ivan Toney, go and get him from Brentford. Seriously. Seriously. This is what I mean. It's like there are players in the Premier League that you can pick up for decent money and they will do a good job for you. Look at Liverpool. Did anybody ever think that Andy Robertson was going to turn into the player that he is now? No. Did anybody ever think that Sadio Mane would end up being one of the best wingers in world football? Look, don't get me wrong, he was a good player at Southampton, but nobody would have put him on that, you know, world-class level. But now he is. And I just think we're missing a trick here, mate, to be honest with you. I really do. And I don't understand why teams do it. It's like Chelsea, for example. Again, Chelsea, desperate for a central defensive midfielder. They go out and they buy N'Golo Kante, a player who absolutely ripped it up for Leicester, a player who they know can come into their team and he's up to speed. He's done it in the Premier League. He helped Leicester win the league and he's cost 35 million quid. Arsenal go, oh, do you know what? Forget Kante. We found somebody better. Granit Xhaka. Yeah? Granit Xhaka. Oh, look at him. He's a bad boy in the German league. You know, he knows how to throw in a tackle and he's got nice passing and this, that and the other. Comes into the Premier League. What has he done? Nothing. The entire time that he's been here, apart from being absolute liability. So, for me, scouting at Arsenal needs to get better as well, bro, to be honest with you.
No, facts. Anime unfolded. You know, we have signed 4 players and other teams have barely signed 1 or 2. Listen, and this I'm going to answer, and this is what frustrates me. Out of the 4 players, which one of them is going to elevate us to the next level? Because as it stands, Fabio Vieira is a player like Odegaard. We don't know if he's going to be able to bang in the Premier League or not. The same way when Odegaard came here. And to be honest, in my opinion, the way Odegaard's been overly gassed, he's underwhelmed. He hasn't been that great. He's only been great because most of our midfielders are dead. Yeah, but the standards of the Premier League elite, he's not up there. So he's been underwhelming. He hasn't got us back challenging for a title. Fabio Vieira is in that bunch. He's in the same realm. Then you're looking at Marquinhos. Is he going to start over Martinelli or Saka? No. So he's not going to improve our starting lineup. Then you look at Gabriel Jesus, another striker that his tally is as bad as Lacazette's. So we'll see if he can do it as the main man. But as it currently stands, yeah, is he really going to elevate us to the next level? And if he does, when he gets injured, we're dropping levels below because our next striker in line is Eddie Nketiah, a striker we already know isn't good enough to cut it for us to be challenging for the league. So have we moved levels up? We just had Eunice on. They're talking about Rafinha. They're talking about Dembele. They're talking about Neymar. These are the clubs that we're competing with. Yeah, we're not the only ones making improvements. This is the levels that they're getting in. They got Rudiger going to Real Madrid. They got Koulibaly potentially coming through. They got De Ligt currently potentially coming through. Koundé coming through. Look at the levels of players that they're bringing in. Then you look at Tottenham. Actually, let's look at Man United. You know what I'm saying? Look at who they're going to get. The midfielder from Barcelona. Then they've got Eriksen in. Yeah? Anyone going to tell me that Odegaard's better than Eriksen? Behave, because he ain't. Yeah? Look at the players that they're going. They've got Kulusevski through the door. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at the business from our rivals and then match our business and say, is our business as good? Because we're playing catch up while getting in inferior players, barring Gabriel Jesus. We're getting inferior players and we have more to do. Barring Man United, we have more business to do than most other teams. Most other teams don't need 8-9 players. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the big 6. Most of them don't. And the ones that do, like Tottenham, have been getting players through the door. Players to strengthen their starting lineup. Most of our players are rotation players that we brought in, barring Gabriel Jesus. So put it into context what you're saying. Quantity doesn't mean quality. And where we are as a project isn't the same as other clubs that we're rivaling, which is why they're ahead of us, which is why they finished above us. At the end of the day, your project manager, yeah, Edu and Mikel, yeah, them filhos da puta were the ones that told us they're going to maximize every window, fucked around in January, and now we've got a lot to do. So if we're in this position and me and Brandon are asking a lot, it's because they fucked around during January and didn't do no bucadia of no transfers, pissed around, allowed the PR stunt of we're going in for Vlahovic, which came confirmed by his agent that we was never in for him, and done nothing. Yeah. So now they've left themselves with a mountain of work to do, and they only got themselves to blame. So don't blame fans like me. Don't blame fans like Brandon that we're demanding too much, because at the end of the day, they ain't been maximizing the transfer window. So that's on them. It's not my problem. And they're the ones that got rid, are trying to get rid of players like Pepe, kicked out, let Lacazette leave on a free without renewing his contract, kicked out Aubameyang. It's not our fault. So now that they've built this, you got to fix it. Accountability, I always say it, accountability. The accountability is not on me, Brandon, and other fans that think like us. The accountability is the people that are running the club. And they've run us into the ground, into a position where we've got a lot of dead wood and we've got a lot of players that aren't good enough to compete for the league. So they need to fix that. Accountability. Brandon, you got anything to add to that?
No. Couldn't have said it better myself. The only thing that I would add is our business in our transfer window doesn't need to be as good as Manchester United or Tottenham or Chelsea. It needs to be better because we're already behind. So, you know, we'll keep telling these Arsenal fans until you know, until we're blue in the face, mate. But the thing is, you know, there's sometimes there's no telling them. There's no telling them. It's like the whole Gabriel Jesus thing. I was one of the first ones to say, yeah, everybody's getting excited, but the guy, you know, it's Lacazette 2.0 when you look at his stats, and it is. Maybe he might prove us wrong. Maybe, you know, he might do a good job. But for me,
hopefully he does. You know, I'm sure you're like me, and we hope that he will shut us up. And if he does, good on him. You know what I mean? The goalkeeper that we brought in, he shut us up. And I said, okay, cool. I criticized the signing at the time, Ramsdale coming in. So far, he shut me up. Probably the man, probably up there with Saka for our best player of the season. So he shut me up. I want these players to shut me up. But until I see it, I'm going to say it as it is. So it is what it is. We've got this headline as well over here. Tielemans, Arsenal run for Leicester midfielder. Arsenal return for Leicester midfielder Tielemans after Milinkovic-Savic rejection. Once again, this is what I'm talking about. A player that's got a year left in his contract clearly wants to go, and we're struggling to get it over the line. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for a bigger, better team to get into the race and show that they want him, and then we see that the player rejects Arsenal for a Chelsea or for a Man City or Liverpool or whatever. What are we waiting for?
This is the thing, Northside. If this is true, right? If this is true, then it's a disgrace already, because Tielemans is there to get done. You know, it's an easy deal to get done. He wants to leave Leicester. He's got a year left on his contract. He's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. He's got Premier League experience, and he's better than Granit Xhaka, right? We need Tielemans and another midfielder. So why are we not getting Tielemans? Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I understand we're trying to push for somebody who's maybe better than Tielemans, but doesn't mean that we shouldn't get Tielemans over the line. It's an easy deal to get done. Nobody else is interested. Why? Why are we not getting it done? Why? Because even if we say Tielemans is not our main target, for example, right? Say this Milinkovic-Savic is, for example. If we can't get Milinkovic-Savic, and we've at least got Tielemans over the line, we at least know that Tielemans is going to improve our team. But if we fuck about like we are, then it gives the opportunity for other teams to maybe steal a march on us. We're seeing it with Manchester United right now. You know what I mean? Like, Lisandro Martinez. We was in the driving seat for that deal to get done. And instead of just paying the money we're fucking about, penny pinching again, and Man United have stolen the march on us. And we're going to see the same thing happen again if we're not careful. It's things like that frustrate me. And I know it does you as well, Northside, because you're right, mate. It's like, well, we've been told since January we've got a plan. Since January, they said to us, we've got a plan. Execute that fucking plan then. Do you know what I mean? Stop pissing about in the transfer market. Just get it done. Get it done. Whoever your targets are, whether we agree with it or not, whether they're good enough or not, if you've got a plan, execute that plan. You should already be 3/4 of the way through this plan anyway, because a lot of the legwork should have been done throughout the fucking season after January when we didn't get our targets. But instead, Arsenal leave it till last minute. Guarantee you, look at Manchester City, for example. The reason why they was able to get Haaland and Phillips and who else have they got in? They're talking about Cucurella as well.
Is it Alvarez? That guy Alvarez they got?
Alvarez as well. The reason why they're able to get these players in so quickly in the transfer market is because they've already done the legwork. They've done the legwork before the market even opened. So it's a case of, okay, the player's agreed that he's going to join. We've agreed a contract, even though you haven't given him an official contract. But we've agreed upon how much we're going to pay him, how long we're going to give him a contract for, blah, 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 blah. All the legwork is done. All you've got to do then is when the market opens, go and negotiate a fee with the club and get it over the line. That is it. That is it. It's not that difficult to do. But Arsenal make it look like rocket science. They do.
But you know what? It's because they've got all their lawyers. I'm sorry, Anime Unfolded, yeah? But you sound like you're the Kroenke's lawyers. You're saying you guys think Arsenal have Chelsea/Man City money. That's why we're going low with bids and stuff.
But Anime, let me just say this. Arsenal have spent the most amount of money, in the past 3 years. Arsenal outspent Manchester City last summer. We outspent Chelsea last summer. We're coming damn near close the year before, and currently, as things stand, only Tottenham has spent more money than us this summer. So you can sit there and say we haven't got Chelsea and Man City money, and I get that in terms of how much money we've got coming into the football club. But that's bollocks, mate. I'm telling you, it's bollocks. We've paid Mesut Ozil 350 grand a week. We paid Aubameyang £300,000 a week. We paid Thomas Partey 200 grand a week. Lacazette 200 grand a week. So to sit there and say we haven't got Man City and Chelsea money is bollocks, mate. It's bollocks. Yeah, absolute bollocks. Stan Kroenke.
You know what's funny? While you just said that, just to piggyback off your point, while we've been outspending the majority of the Premier League, we've made £340 million loss on player sales. But what happens when contracts run down? Yeah? If you're talking about money, how come there's no outrage when we let Ramsey walk for free? How come there's no outrage when we let Ozil walk for free? How come there's no outrage when we let Lacazette, Aubameyang, and it looks like we're going to be letting Pepe walk for free? 3 players that we blew, each time we got each player, we smashed our transfer record. How come there was no outrage that we're receiving nothing for all of them? Where is the outrage then? But these people only want to use the money debate once we start criticizing the club. We're criticizing the club because they've been mismanaging their money. And with them even making a loss of £340 million over the last 6 years in not tying up contracts, something that they promised us that they would be doing, we're still outspending other clubs. So how can people then sit there and say we haven't got no money? I'll tell you why. Because you never go on Google and actually start Googling who's actually been spending money and who's been the biggest spenders in the Premier League. You never Google it. All they see is, oh, well, Chelsea got this player for X amount of money. Oh, they bought Lukaku 100 mil. Oh, they outspend us because we don't spend 100 mil. No, look at the grand total of the amount of players that we bring in and the money that we spend on these players. Do you know what I'm saying? And even the net spend. Because our net spend is in the gutter because we receive nothing, absolutely nothing. A fraction of the price that we actually buy a player, we'll sell him on. We'll take a loss on everything. And that's why we're struggling to get rid of Bellerin and Torreira, because Florentina are seeing, and Real Betis are seeing, wait, hold on, Bellerin and Torreira, they got 1 year left on their contract. I'm not giving you what you lot want. Even Reece Nelson got 1 year left on his contract. Apparently, we're telling him, no, listen, Fernoid, you want him again? You have to meet our asking price. I say, why should we? Why should we, when you're letting your biggest signings walk away for nothing? Plus, these players have got 1 year left. So we'll just tell the players, listen, we'll talk to the agent one-on-one and we'll tell them, listen, you hang on there for another year. When you come in, we'll give you a major bonus, signing on bonus, and you can get the wages that you want because we don't have to actually pay the selling club because you'll be a free agent. And this is how we're getting finessed.
We are getting finessed. You're not wrong, mate. And it brings it all back to the recruitment once again, because we wouldn't be losing out money on these big players that we've brought. When I say big players, I mean big money players that we've brought. Yeah. If we scouted properly, it's like Pepe. We paid £75 million for him. We've not got the best out of him since he's been at Arsenal. He doesn't fit what we want to do. Right? So now that has become a loss. Aubameyang, we made a massive mistake in giving him a huge contract. Although, in my opinion, at the time, he fully deserved that contract. And we had no other real major option or choice but to give him that contract, right? At the time. But we've seen time and time again, if you give players excessive amounts of money like that, their care for the football club and for their performances drops. We see it with Ozil. Ozil was never the same player again after we gave him that huge contract. And the same with Aubameyang. And we'll make the same mistake again. And this is the thing, right? We're constantly making the same old mistakes. So this is why I question the fan base and why they're so excited about this transfer window. Because our recruitment in recent years has been poor. Even when we've brought players for big money, we've made losses on them when it's come to selling them or moving them on, which you do have to do eventually. But the point being made is, in the time that they've been here, what have they actually achieved? I mean, let's break it down properly. Mesut Ozil, what did he achieve for Arsenal? What level did he take us to? Did he push us on to the next level? No. At the time, we was in the Champions League, was consistently qualifying for the Champions League. But for all that money that we paid to buy him and we paid to pay him his wages, what did he do to push us on to the next level? You could argue the same thing about Lacazette, Aubameyang. He come in, he hit the ground running, and he absolutely banged goals for fun for the first 2 to 3 years. As soon as he gets a large contract, his head's gone. And this is why I'm like, well, why should I trust this football club? Even if we bring in a Milinkovic-Savic, I'm not going to trust this football club until I see that player playing consistently well week in, week out. Same for Gabriel Jesus. Right now, I'm sitting here saying, nah, he's not the man for us. I don't believe he is. I believe he'll get 15 goals a season maximum. I don't think he's the right type of player for us, because you notice when Kieran Tierney plays, he chucks balls into the box left, right, and centre. Well, Gabriel Jesus is not a tall player. He's not going to get on the end of a header. We need somebody like a Giroud style type player, I think. Somebody who can be a bit more physical in the air and stuff like that. That's what I think we're missing. But, I'm just a fan, so it is what it is. Nobody's going to listen to me. But it's like, why should I trust the football club when they've proven time and time again that they can't be trusted? They can't be trusted. It's like we're sitting here saying we need 7 players. Do you think we're going to get 7 players Northside?
I mean, I already knew we're not going to get him. I mean, look at this comment here. How much would Brentford want for Ivan Toney? When I'm looking at transfer mark,
40 million.
Yeah, you're not far off. They valued him at transfer mark for £35 million. So 35, 40 million. Do you know what I mean? Is he not better than Eddie Nketiah?
Yeah, exactly. This is it. 40 million quid. 40 million quid. Okay, right. So Eddie Nketiah, what's he on? 100 grand a week?
Yeah, 100 grand a week.
So what's that a year? 100 grand a week. What is that a year?
I don't even know. You got to times that by a week and times that by the months. Hold on a sec.
Or just times 100 by 52 because there's 52 weeks in a year.
52, £5.2 million.
So he's on £5.2 million a year, Eddie Nketiah.
Well, I'm gonna do the Arsene Wenger. Why'd you look at me? Why do you look at me?
Yeah, £5.2 million a year, right? Or you get somebody who's better, Ivan Toney. You pay, say, £35 million transfer fee for him, but you pay less money in terms of wages. I'd love to know how much. I'd love to know how much Ivan Toney is on at Brentford, like weekly wage, because I guarantee you it's not 100 grand a week.
It is what it is, people. We got 134 people locked in right now. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, caramba. Don't be a filo da puta. Make sure you be subscribing and you be liking. At least hit the like button. Help me with the algorithm. You lot, the support has been absolutely crazy. We're always here spitting facts about the club. You know what I mean? And the snowflakes that want to cry, let them cry because we don't care around here. But make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. The last headline I want to get in, and this one, just every time I see us linked to this player, makes me want to laugh. Arsenal gets a boost as Real Madrid reduce asking price for attacker Asensio. What do you think about this player, bro?
I liked him a few years ago, Asensio. I think he's very, very technically gifted. To be honest with you, there's got to be other problems behind the scenes with him, because otherwise he would get, because his technical ability is very, very good, very, very good. So there's got to be question marks as to why he's not a regular in this Real Madrid team. Why is that?
Bro, just like Dybala, I think his ship has sailed, and someone said it in the comments in the last video. The time that I would have taken a punt on him, that time has gone. He's been at Real Madrid. He hasn't proven himself. And for me, I'm just not on it. The last time we went and got a player from Real Madrid, Ceballos, taking away Odegaard, we got Ceballos. We saw why Real Madrid were happy to let him go. Do you know what I mean? Look how many old players Real Madrid have got, yeah? They should be happy to let go of Cruz and to let go of Modric. They keep these players because these players are quality. They don't get rid of quality. The last time I've seen this club get rid of quality was Makalele. You know what I'm saying? That is the last time I've seen Real Madrid let a player go that was still on his prime.
Real Madrid don't make mistakes. Real Madrid don't make mistakes. Real Madrid don't let players leave that are in their prime. You look at Mesut Ozil, for example. They allowed him to leave the football club. They was begging him to leave the football club almost, and we came in. We took him off their hands, but it wasn't the same Mesut Ozil that played at Real Madrid. Angel Di Maria, was another player. Okay, he's better now than what he was when he came to Manchester United, but not the same player that he was. Same with I'm trying to think of other players now that have left Real Madrid. Ronaldo, prime example. When he went to Juventus, yeah, he scored goals at Juventus. Not the same player that he was at Real Madrid. Real Madrid are absolute masters at letting go of players when the time is right.
Yeah.
Absolute masters at it. You know, you don't see Real Madrid fans crying because they've allowed Ronaldo to leave the football club. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, as Arsenal fans, we sit here and we moan about Aubameyang being allowed to leave the football club because we know that what is coming in after him is not better than him. Real Madrid know that if they allow a player like Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, whoever, to leave the football club, that they're signing another Galactico. They're signing another player who can take that place and be just as good, if not better. At Arsenal, it's like, well, you know, Nketiah scored 5 goals. We'll give him 100 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh dear.
It's mad, my guy. It's mad. Nick Nack saying it's not always about the money, it's about where the player wants to go. Okay, so I put this question to you, my guy. What player is sitting there saying to his agent, listen, I got to go down to Arsenal. They won the league in 18 years. I got to go there. I look at their manager, yeah? All he's won is an FA Cup, keeps failing on at least qualifying for the flipping Champions League. But that is the club, that is the manager, that is the project I want to go to. Who's sitting there? So take away the money aspect, because you go on then to talk about Man City, which you then again bring up money again, which already clarified Arsenal have got money, yeah? Then you're talking about Man City. They have the draw in the style of play, the manager. Do you get what I'm saying? The recruitment already, the players that are going to be playing around, because players do want to play with winners. Players do want to play with world-class players. Those are all things that we can't give, but taking away the money aspect. We don't have a world-class manager. We don't play sexy football. We don't have world-class players in the team that they could play with and that they're dreaming to play with. So what is the attraction that you think these players are going to want to come to Arsenal? Why would they be convinced at Arsenal? Which is why we're going for Fabio Vieira, which is why we're going down for Marquinhos. These players that, you know what I mean? They're not world-class.
People should never get it twisted, right? Arsenal, yeah, and Chelsea and Manchester United, yeah, have pots of money like Manchester City as well. Yeah, Manchester City have a billionaire who's worth more than our billionaires. But we still have billionaire owners. So we still have pots of money. The difference between Manchester City and Arsenal and Manchester United, especially Arsenal and Manchester United at the moment, is we don't even show any ambition. Like Northside just said, we haven't won a league title for 18 years. Yes, we win the odd FA Cup here and there. But a player will look at Arsenal and go, history, big club, nice stadium, nice training ground, you know, good football club to join. But what will really make the decision for the top players is, does this club have ambition? Do you know what I mean? Does this club have ambition? Mikel Arteta's the manager. Is that ambitious? No. Why is it not ambitious? Because the guy was a complete novice before he got the job. Regardless of what we think about him right now, Mikel Arteta as a manager is not an ambitious managerial appointment. Number one. You look at the players that we buy in the transfer market. Apart from the odd one or two, could you say that they're ambitious signings? No. Do you know what I mean? So, apart from paying ridiculous wages to convince players to join Arsenal, what else can we offer? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, if we're to compete with these sort of teams, these Chelseas, Liverpools, Manchester Cities, we have to be smart in the transfer market. And I go back again to the same example that I always go back to. Liverpool haven't had to spend massive amounts of money to get themselves to where they are. They've just been smart in the transfer market. Look at the players that they first brought in. Mane. What was he, about 30 million quid? 35,
like that,
40? Yeah.
Mm.
Robertson, £7 million. Yeah. Salah, £30 million. These are all players that at the time of Liverpool signing them, yeah, as individual players, nobody would have sat there and gone, I'll take Robertson at my team. I'll take Mane at my team. I'll take Salah at my team. But they all fit the system that Jurgen Klopp, a world-class manager, by the way, an ambitious managerial appointment by Liverpool, yeah, they all fit the system that Jurgen Klopp wants to play. And then, when they couldn't quite get themselves over the line, they signed Virgil van Dijk for 70-odd million quid and Alisson. Two players that have turned them from a team that can potentially get close to a league title to a team that consistently competes for league titles year in, year out. Not just league titles either. Champions Leagues, FA Cups, League Cups. That is the difference. Liverpool were smart in the transfer market. We're not. We're complete and utter idiotic fools when it comes to buying players and selling players on. And that is why we continue to go backwards. Because let's be honest, Northside, right? You look at the players that we've had on the books at Arsenal over the past 5-6 years. Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Lacazette. Yeah? These players should have been enough to get us at least back to competing. But they wasn't. They wasn't. And the reason what they wasn't was because at the time of signing them, we either overpaid them and allowed them to run down their contracts, or we didn't offer enough quality around them. Because when we signed Ozil, for example, rather than going out and surrounding him with quality to make him even better, we just penny pinched. Oh, it's all right. We've got Mesut Ozil. We'll get Mikel Arteta from Everton. Lastminute.com. But we'll go and get him from Everton. Not a player that's going to push us. Do you know what I mean? And that's just an example. I'm no against Arteta as a player, but it's just an example of how Arsenal are not streetwise in the transfer market. We don't need to spend loads of money. Arsenal fans are so stuck on this. In order to compete with Liverpool and Manchester City, we have to spend loads of money. No, we don't. We just have to be streetwise in the transfer market. We have to buy smart. And we don't do that. It's like, I'll go back to Odegaard, for example. Odegaard was on loan at Arsenal last season. In his loan spell at Arsenal, he was very underwhelming. So if he's underwhelming in a 6-month loan spell, why would you go and spend 35 million quid on the geezer? Why? Do you know what I mean? If he can't do it in 6 months, what makes you think that he's going to do it in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years?
When does this club ever do what we want? You know what I mean? And Nick Nack, listen, I'm going to start calling you. I'm going to start calling you Arteta's lawyer, because you're coming out with. But last season you didn't go backwards. You went from 8th to 5th. Yeah, in a season that we threw away every other competition that we're in to focus on the league, and we had our closest rivals falling off of a cliff. Tottenham for most of the season fell off a cliff. So did Man United. So let's put it into context. Loads of teams around us were inconsistent, and we were able, because we got knocked out of the Carabao and FA Cup real early, and this manager got us out of Europe, we were able to put our best starting lineup every week. But let me tell you something. Going into next season, we're now in the Europa League, yeah? We're not going to be able to have that luxury. We're not playing our best team every week, playing one game a week. So put some context behind what you're saying, because this is a problem with Arsenal fans. They will throw something like this out without context and make it seem, oh, but it's better. We've improved. Yeah, we've improved in a season that everyone else is underperforming, and we can rest 95% of the flipping week because we only got one game to play a week. So of course you're going to be stronger. Of course you're going to perform better because you're not rotating your squad. Your squad ain't knackered. You're able to put, while everybody else is playing multiple games and multiple competitions. So of course you're going to have that an advantage over other clubs. I'll tell you what, let this manager do it when he has to fight for the Europa, has to fight for the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup and still title challenge. Because that's what all the other top managers are doing. And if he can't do it, and if you're going to tell me, oh, but that's unrealistic, then he shouldn't be at a club like Arsenal. Because that's the expectations at being a manager at Arsenal Football Club. So there you go. If you can't take it, go down to Sunderland.
I do feel for these fans a little bit, though, Northside, I've got to admit. Because for me, you know, you just got to use your brain. You got to use your brain. You can see what the club is doing. From a mile off, you can spot it from a mile off. But these fans, they don't use their brain. And a lot of fans have been hoodwinked into, oh, well, we went from 8th to 5th, so that's progress. But it's not. It's not. It's not progress, not really. Not when you think he spent, I don't know, what was it, 150 million in that window? 250 million pounds since he'd been here at that point. And like Northside just said, we have one game a week. So, you know, when Chelsea finished 10th and they had one game a week, they won the league the following season. So how come we couldn't, you know, get in the Champions League, the top 4? Do you know what I mean?
Is it progress losing to Tottenham? Weren't all these super fans with 10 games to go calling Tottenham irrelevant and saying they're relevant? We don't want Conte. They're rubbish. It's not the same team that Pochettino had. Yeah. So how come we got slapped by them and slapped by? But
fans are not wrong though, Northside, mate, because Tottenham were shit. Manchester United were shit, and Spurs still beat us to 4th.
So
do you know what I mean?
Progress.
So fans that sit here and say, yeah, but it's progress. But it's not, though, is it? Do you know what I mean? A shit, irrelevant Tottenham side. Beat us to 4th.
You were only 3 points off top 4. Yeah. We had 10 games to go. We were the favourites and we bottled it. So stop trying to change the narrative. We were favourites and we bottled it.
Guess what, Nick-Nack? Unai Emery's one and only season in charge of Arsenal. We finished how many points off of 4th? 1 point. But I guarantee you, Nick, that you still wanted him sacked, yeah? So, you know, you could sit here and say, we're only 3 points off top 4. He's in his 3rd fucking season as manager. Unai Emery had 1 year. He got his 1 point off his top 4 and embarrassed in the Europa League final. And, yeah, he lost the dressing room, and that's the reason why he left. But I can guarantee you right now that you was one of the fans who wanted him out.
Uncomfortable conversations.
He wasn't good enough.
Listen, your whole argument has been done off. Your whole argument's been done off. We're going to go into the next headline, the last one before we wrap up. Let's get into this. Alex Grimaldo. Arsenal have rivals for ambitious Alex Grimaldo, but Mikel Arteta are still all over bargain transfer. It's saying here that Juventus and Newcastle seem to be a club that's always rivaling Arsenal these days for players. Yeah, little old irrelevant Newcastle. The super fans would be crying. Juventus and Newcastle are in for Grimaldo. What do you make about this signing? Do you know much about Grimaldo? I know he plays for my team, Benfica. He's good in the Portuguese league. I don't know if he's ready for here. 26-year-old, Spanish. Doesn't get into the national team much. Do you rate him? Would you take him at Arsenal, or have you seen enough from Savic to not get no more left backs from Portugal?
Yeah, Tavares isn't really. He's not a very good example of why you should buy a left back at Portugal, should you? But no, I do know about Grimaldo. I'm actually an expert on him. He's exceptional player. You know, absolutely tear it up in the Premier. Better than Andy Robertson, better than Kieran Tierney. You know, we should go out and buy him. Absolute bargain, mate. You know, yeah, good looking lad as well. So at least we'll definitely have the best looking defence then. You know, so now to be honest with you, I have seen him play a few times. He's a decent player, but again, it all comes back to, can you do it in the Premier League? Can you do it in the Premier League? You know, so it'd be better I think he'd definitely do a better job than Tavares, but that ain't really difficult, is it? So, I mean, we need a left wing back. We need a player who is going to offer pretty much the same as what Kieran Tierney can offer. Because there's almost a guarantee that Kieran Tierney will be out injured for at least some of the season next season, because he has been injury prone ever since he's been here. So when that scenario does happen, because it will happen, we need somebody who can come in at left back and offer everything that Kieran Tierney can offer and not have a massive drop off in quality. So that for me is an important signing for Arsenal, whoever we get, because, you know, if we have that drop off again, then it could cost us again. It's the same with midfield. Thomas Partey, you know, I rate Thomas Partey. I think he's a good player, but again, he's very injury prone. So Arsenal need to be looking to sign a player who is as good as Thomas Partey to fill in for Thomas Partey when he gets injured, but not only to fill in for Thomas Partey, but to push him as well, to give him competition for places. Because if you give the likes of Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey competition for places, all of a sudden you'll find that they won't get injured as much, because in their mindset will be, oh shit, I can't get injured, because if I get injured, I might lose my place and might never get back into the Arsenal team. And that's what good competition for places does to you as well. Not only does it elevate the level, but it elevates people's mindsets. It elevates you to not get injured. And it sounds stupid because injuries, you know, they can happen. But it elevates your mindset. It elevates the team.
Conduct yourself properly, innit? Kind of like Dembele at Barcelona. Like now Xavi's got there, he's conducting himself more of a professional, probably resting more, probably doing what, you know, dieting properly, doing exactly what he needs to do so that he's fit and available and firing at all cylinders. I completely get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we got this. Let's go for the next alternative target. That's what I keep seeing, Brandon. The alternative. Oh, we lost in Rafinha. Look at the alternative. Noah Lang. Man, what the hell? Noah Lang, bruv. Man, get out of here with Noah Lang, bruv. I'm sick and tired of all the alternatives. Listen, people, there's 119 people watching right now. Don't be a filo da puta and make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Don't be a pagan. Don't be a marica. Make sure you like and subscribe. And listen, we're going to wrap up because I got, 20 minutes till Love Island? Jeez, Casa Amore! Casa Amore today. Are you mad, man? Are you mad? Davide is moving mad right now. You watch Love Island, my guy?
Nah, not really. I catch a little bit
you're
of
a
it.
liar. I know your girl's putting it on ITV Hub. Don't lie to me.
Oh, she puts it on. She puts it on. I catch a little bit of it, but it's not something that really interests me, bro. Not unless I'm on there, you know. I've told her I might go on it, you know. Might go on it. Little player here, but
you know what I mean?
Ekin-Su.
Ekin-Su's a wild one, man. She's for the streets. That girl's for the streets. She knows how to get man. That girl, I'm telling you right now, she knows how to get man. She like them girls over there in the favelas that know how to get man. They know how to finesse your man. You know what I mean? Coming with a bum job, boob job, everything looking 10-10. You know what I mean? Pedicure, manicure, everything. But that girl, she knows she got a man crawling in the villa. Do you know what I'm saying? Ekin-Su is a joker. But Davide, that sneaky filo da mind, that little sneaky filo da puta, yeah? He's going around, he's in the flipping villa, kissing all the girls. And I was like, yo, that would... Bro, if I was in Love Island, I swear to God, I swear down, I'll be moving reckless. They'll be seeing my black ass on TV. Yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? With that girl, take the covers off. I'm letting everyone see it in 3D. You know what I'm saying? Put it on Blu-ray. I don't care. You're gonna be seeing me. If I'm going in there, I'm doing a mad thing. There's no way I'm going in there and saying, "Oh, I really like you," but no. I'll be like, "Yo, what are you telling me? You good, yeah?" You know what I mean? Getting nice and what's the upstairs bit that they go in? I wouldn't even do that. I'll be moving to girls straight up, like me and the man that we used to do in Westfield. I remember when we used to go to Westfield, yeah, with £2 in our pocket, yeah, £5 in our pocket, yeah, and literally spend the whole day, yeah, going Oxford Street, moving gal, Westfield, moving gal. You know what I mean? Everywhere, Hyde Park, moving gal. You know what I mean? Everywhere, Wood Green, moving gal. That's why I love this show. It reminds me of my youth, man. Just moving girls. You know what I mean? Them time there, if you got rejected, you got rejected. Everyone saw it. The man, them laughing. But if you got the BB pin, it was curtains. You know what I'm saying? You felt like the man. Oh, I love Love Island, man. I love men selling women dreams. Like, not in a nasty way, but like, just young guys boys being boys. I love it. It's just funny, man. It's funny. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Don't hate the player. Hate the game, bitches. That's what I'm saying, man. And these girls already know what time it is. They know what Love Island's about. They know you're about to get finessed. You know what I mean? Davide doing a mad thing. And Andrew guy, he's turning his head as well. All of them, man. Dammy as well. All of them. I'm loving it. Today's going to be drama. I don't want peace. I want problems. I don't want peace. I want problems. I want heartbreak. I want the girls crying. I want the girls consoling each other. I want to see you led me on. I want all of that. Brandon, man, stop watching it, man. Come on, man.
What? Start watching it now?
Yeah, this episode's gonna be I'm telling you, it's gonna be flames. The girls, everyone's gonna be crying. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you, there's one episode that I do watch every year, and that's when they come back from Casa Amor.
That's today.
Is it?
Yeah, that's today.
Right, I might have to watch that one because it always cracks me up when the other person comes back with somebody else, and it's like, oh no, I've not made the right choice. Fucking hell.
You know what I mean? Nah, Tasha's annoying, man. That Tasha and Andrew guy, he's annoying. He's got my name, but he's annoying, man. You have to have my name as well.
Another thing that I want to see happen as well. You know when the winners get announced, and they have to choose whether to split or steal the money. I want to see somebody steal that money. You know, I would love that.
You know what I mean? Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd steal the money. You know what I mean? I'd steal the money. I've got bills to pay. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make it out here. I've got things to do. I would steal the money, come back to my girl and say, listen, this was an investment. Forget about all the things I did in Love Island. This was an investment for us. I did this for us.
Exactly. That's it. Come back to your girl and just be like, yeah, that's it. But nah, I think Gemma's quite fit on it. But mate, I couldn't get with her purely and simply because her dad is just fucking boring, isn't it?
Well, she's boring.
Michael Owen is one of the. Yeah, she's boring and all, but the way that Michael Owen talks is even fucking boring. It's like he's a proper boring bastard, isn't he?
I'm telling you, she talks exactly like him. But listen, it is what it. Look, we have more fun and more laughs talking about Love Island than talking about Arsenal content. That's how dead this club is right now. Look how excited I got.
Maybe Arteta should get himself on Love Island
than the transfer market.
Hey, would you watch Love Island if Arteta appeared on there and was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but I want him to get buoyed off. I don't want none of the girls to recouple with him.
Edu just turns.
And then they can't say he's the best looking Spaniard we know.
Edu just turns up as his negotiator or something.
Listen, it's mad. Brandon, love for coming on. Big up, people. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Help us with the algorithm. And yeah, just another day in the transfer window of Arsenal doing nothing. Bare news, doing nothing. Linked FC. It is what it is. We're out, Caramba.